A very good Friday afternoon to all our viewers out there. It's the 1st of October 2021 and you're watching Lunchtime News here on TV1. For the News First team, I'm Mariam Guruvijaya. Before we head on to our stories in detail, let's take a look at your headlines this afternoon.
Central Bank presents the 6-month roadmap for ensuring financial system stability. Restrictions imposed on the importation of non-essential items removed. Maratha execution not to be implemented for 6 months. Fertilizer crisis to intensify in the Maha season. Towns congested with the relaxation of quarantine curfew. SLTB and private bus operations begin. Children's and Elders' Day celebrated in Sri Lanka.
In your lead story this afternoon, the Central Bank of Sri Lanka today unveiled the 6-month roadmap for ensuring macroeconomic and financial system stability. Governor of the Central Bank, Ajit Nivard Cabral, addressed the event at the Central Bank. Following is a summary presented by the CBSR Governor at the event this morning.
Intervene in the forex market by providing the funds to finance the country's energy bills and thereby to infuse liquidity. Promote investments in rupee-denominated government securities with a guarantee on the exchange rate. Strengthen mandatory conversion of export proceeds. Request the government to tax profits of exporters at 28% and not 14% where forex is not repatriated and converted. Expand the moratorium while also providing liquidity support to affected finance companies. Stop Maratha executions and repossession of vehicles in the next 6 months for pandemic-affected borrowers. Share the burden of pandemic losses suffered by local SMEs by allocating rupees 15,000 million towards interest accrued through a mechanism which is to be worked out. Use monetary policy tools to unwind monetary stimulus extended during the pandemic. Use macroprudential tools as well as macroprudential regulation and supervision to guide the financial sector towards sustained stability. Facilitate education and health-related forex outflows immediately. We know that a lot of people have had some difficulties about taking money for various educational purposes as well as health-related purposes. We would facilitate that immediately so that that problem wouldn't occur for the future. Lift the ceiling imposed on outward investment and migration allowance effective from January 22. Discontinue the cash margin deposits requirements on non-essential and non-urgent imports. We would establish the International Transactions Reporting System to monitor foreign exchange transactions commencing on January 1st, 22. Monitor services related foreign exchange inflows and ensure due repatriation and conversion. Replace maturing debt obligations with new inflows through non-debt sources wherever possible. Consider the possibility of buying back the entire issue of ISPs maturing in January 22 and July 22 if high discounts are prevalent continuously. Replace maturing ISPs with government-to-government loans until ISPs to GDP percentage declines to 10% or less. Take measures to improve the sovereign ratings, strengthen workers' remittances through official channels, and to restore licenses of money changing.
You can stay tuned to News First for a comprehensive update of the report presented by the Governor of the Central Bank. Moving on to more local news, the quarantine curfew that was in effect for over a month was lifted at 4 a.m. today. Although the quarantine curfew was lifted, the inter-provincial travel restrictions in the country are still in effect.
This was the situation across the island after the country was opened up after 41 days.
The Ministry of Health says the supply of oxygen cylinders to several places, including the Anuradhapura Teaching Hospital, which was disrupted earlier due to a delay in payment, has been brought back to normalcy.
The company which supplied oxygen to Anuradhapura Teaching Hospital and Metsiri 7 COVID treatment center discontinued their supply on the 29th. The oxygen requirement of the Anuradhapura Teaching Hospital is 300 cylinders per day and was supplied in 3 stages by Ceylon Oxygen Company. Thereafter, the hospital officials said the company has reduced the supply of oxygen to 100 cylinders per day, putting the life of the patients at risk. The company had informed the hospital that the oxygen supply will be discontinued due to non-payment 2 days in advance. It is important to pay any organization that supplies their products. Everyone dealing with the health sector payments can be delayed. It is usual to experience instances where those organizations would inform these institutions of their inability to continue their supply. This is also a similar situation. However, we will not let the hospitals run out of oxygen due to the delay in payments and put the lives of the people at risk. Also, those companies have a moral duty not to let such a situation arise.
As a trade union in the country, what we told was to close the country and do it scientifically. However, the government closed the country for a month and a week. We did not expect a long-term closure. When the country is closed for a long time, it will affect the economy and the people who live from daily income. The government should be answerable to this. For this very reason, the government has opened the country. We have a question about the boundaries that the government set after opening the country. The government has informed the number of passengers who can be accommodated in a bus at a time. Also, we have a question whether the limit on attendees at weddings is implemented properly. Earlier also, it was informed that a bus can accommodate passengers only to their seating capacity. We saw if the seating capacity is 40, there were instances where 80 or 100 or 120 passengers were accommodated. There weren't any programs to control this.
ආණ්ඩුව සීමාවක් දැන්. නමුත් අපි දැක්ක බස් රථවල සීට් 40ක් තියෙනවා නම් 80ක් 100ක් 120ක් ගියා. මේවා පාලනය කරන්න වැඩපිළිවෙලක් තිබුණේ නැහැ.
Hello there and welcome to Newsline. After 6 years of broadcasting, tonight we meet the most challenging guests that we've ever had. They really are challenging. Let's find out on Newsline.
Yeah.
So have you heard them saying anything about rice and sugar?
Father complains it's very expensive.
Do to try and get you the milk at home.
I don't really drink a lot of milk.
But the government?
I recommend lowering the price of the
I
goods.
hope that Baziraj, Pak's Minister of Finance, is listening to this.
A Newsfirst Newsline Children's Day special. Tonight at 8:30 on TV1.
Today is World Children's Day and the theme for this year is Children First of All.
If someone asks what is the most precious asset in the world, the answer at all times would be children. World Children's Day was first established in 1954 as Universal Children's Day and is celebrated on the 20th of November each year to promote international togetherness, awareness among children worldwide and improving children's welfare. However, many children around the globe are affected due to the pandemic and have lost the opportunities for education and facing many challenges related to health. The biggest challenge the children in the country had to face is losing the opportunity to pursue their education due to the pandemic, which resulted in severe mental stress. It is not fair to neglect the children who lost the opportunity to pursue online education and are now facing the threat of not being able to face the challenges the future holds for them. It is our responsibility to create a secure and safe environment for them to overcome obstacles and succeed in life. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa has urged adults to let the children enjoy their childhood at liberty, as childhood is irreversible. In his message to mark the World Children's Day, he said, quote, "As a progressive government, I would like to recall that providing the requisite services, facilities, as well as creating opportunity within a secure environment is becoming a reality as pledged in the National Policy Framework with stars of prosperity and splendor," unquote. Whilst pointing out that COVID-19 pandemic has restricted the freedom of children, Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa, in his message to mark the World Children's Day, requested parents and elders to make an effort to care for children in a manner that does not subject them to mental stress. Also issuing a message on the occasion of the World Children's Day and Elders' Day, Leader of the Opposition Sajith Premadasa said strict measures should be implemented to stop all forms of violence against children. The opposition leader says that child abuse, child marriage and child slavery have become a serious menace, adding that the pure dreams of children should be made a reality.
Gammadda organised several events in line with the Children's Day celebrated across the island today. You can tune in to TV1 at 5 p.m. this evening to join our special Children's Day program.
As limited slots are available.
Issuing a weather advisory, the Met Department said heavy showers above 100 millimeters can be expected at some places in the northern, north central and northwestern provinces. Newsfirst Nameksha Gunasekara brings the weather update outside our newsroom.
Currently here in Union Place at Colombo 2, and as you can see, we are experiencing a heavy shower since about 9 a.m. this morning. It's not only today, the previous 2 days as well, we've been experiencing such of unfavorable weather condition. However, the Met Department today said that heavy showers above 75 millimeters can be experienced in several parts of the country, and also we will be seeing cloudy skies throughout the day today. The Met Department also said that the wind speed will increase from 10 to 30 kilometers per hour, and at some point of the day it could even increase to 40 kilometers per hour in areas such as Galle, Putlam, Hambantota and Colombo. Stay tuned to News First as we bring to you more on this. For the News First team, I'm Naveksha Gunasekara.
Hello there and welcome to Newsline. After 6 years of broadcasting, tonight we meet the most challenging guests that we've ever had. They really are challenging. Let's find out on Newsline.
Yeah.
So have you heard them saying anything about rice and sugar?
Father complains it's very expensive.
Do to try and get you the milk at home?
I don't really drink a lot of milk.
But the government?
I recommend lowering the price of the goods. You cannot go and build houses in forest area. He said it's too much trouble to have 2 kids. He just bought me a dog.
But a dog can't talk. What is the Dhammika family? Is it a magic force?
A Newsfirst Newsline Children's Day special night at 8:30 on TV1.
In another headline-making story this afternoon, farmers have been severely inconvenienced due to the unavailability of fertilizer in the country. This issue still remains unsolved.
Farmers engaged in paddy cultivation in the Veekumbura paddy field in the Kundasale Divisional Secretariat in the Kandy district have been severely inconvenienced due to the lack of proper fertilizer and pesticides. They point out that the paddy harvest during this yellow season has reduced drastically, resulting in severe inconvenience. Around 50 families are engaged in paddy cultivation in space of more than 20 acres of land. The farmers lament the situation has arisen due to not providing fertilizer and pesticides. Against such a backdrop, even though the government provided the advice of using the organic fertilizer, the practical implementation of such advice is an issue, and the harvest season in the future remains uncertain. There are more than 69 out of the 6.9 million that voted for the government. There is a group who are disappointed. Some businesses, communities, when deciding the price of the rice and so on, act as if there is no need for the government. So we clearly tell the government to take responsibility and not to let the traders rule the country as they please. As a responsible government, we should work towards providing the essential goods to the general public and also maintain and control proper prices for these essential goods. Gazettes are issued, gazettes are revoked. That's why we say GR stands for Gazette Reverse, because every gazette is reversed. Where is the agriculture minister? They said there is a surplus of 600 tons of rice, which they said will export this year. In the end, we are importing rice from other countries. Agriculture minister is hiding. Where is the minister of trade? He's also hiding. Who is deciding the price of rice? The rice mill owners. Against such a backdrop, the general public is confused as to whether there is a government.
There
are questions regarding the issuing of revoking of gazettes. The general public too is questioning about it. The farmers too should receive a fair price. At the moment, it's not the farmers nor the consumers that benefit, but the middlemen. 5 state-owned rice mills will be opened in several parts of the country. We believe then we can stop this monopoly. This is not a people's government that provides relief to the people. This is a government of black market traders, businessmen, the rice mill owners, and the business community, regardless of whether it's good or bad. This government is simply doing a business. If they are running a government, then they should immediately control these and work towards the benefit of the farmers and the consumers. If not, the government should simply say they can't do it and admit they have failed. They should come in front of the general public and say this. We will again give rice at a price below 100 rupees. Don't ask us how, but we will do it. Give me 1 week. When we start giving the rice at 100 rupees, let's see how the large mill owners will sell theirs at 112 rupees.
Hello there and welcome to Newsline. After 6 years of broadcasting, tonight we meet the most challenging guests that we've ever had. They really are challenging. Let's find out on Newsline.
No siblings. What are you going to do about that? Have you spoken to your dad? He said it's too much trouble to have 2 kids. He just bought me a dog. But a dog can't talk. What is the dummy companion? Is it a magic potion? Medicine for COVID. Medicine for COVID. It's a medicine for COVID. And only one country.
A Newsfirst Newsline Children's Day special. Tonight at 8:30 on TV1.
Shifting your attention towards some news overseas, Australia will reopen its international border from next month, allowing vaccinated travellers into the country for the first time in 18 months. With that, we wrap up this edition of Lunchtime News here on TV1. For the Newsfirst team, I'm Mariam Gununjaya. Hope you have a very good day and take care.